Urban music has been canceled? Or is it? Subtitle, Woke Lives Matter is at it again. According to NPR, aka National Propaganda Radio, the Grammys and Republic Records are deleting urban music. They are still using the term urban with Latinos, but any association to Black people has been erased. Selective racism, or what? This is the psychotic cancel culture that exists today in the West and increasingly worldwide. NPR, by the way, it's the same propaganda outlet that claimed a woman was targeting peaceful protesters for a vehicular assault, when in truth, she was mobbed by people assaulting her, and when somebody pulled out a gun to shoot her, she drove away defensively. Political correctness is starting to kill even the music industry, and Christian in music is not immune to this. Sadly, there are a large segment of liberal Christians that will bow the knee to any woke crybaby that wants his way or else. So let me tell you a little bit about progressive censorship. If you go back to the days of Dig, I used to use that site, but then Reddit came out as a beta test, and I joined that. At that time, they didn't even have subreddits, and so it was fairly free speech there. They had a lot of fake users though, and there was a lot of, obviously padding votes going on. But it got progressively worse. They eventually broke it up into subreddits and had moderators. And most of the moderators are extreme leftists, and they control like 20 to 30 subreddits. They're like super mods. And so basically, I think the majority of the users on Reddit are not of that mentality, but it's being controlled by that. And right now, China owns, I think, about 90% of Reddit. So it is literally a leftist propaganda outlet now. And they use selective enforcement of a wide range of vague rules that could entrap anyone in any particular situation if interpreted a certain way. So I tried to make a post on /r/Christianity, but it got stuck in the political correctness filter, and I'm not sure whether it will be approved. So rather than waiting, I thought I would make this video, which I think will reach a wider audience outside of Reddit and the people who really need to hear the message. So let me read the post. Urban Contemporary has been renamed Progressive R&B purportedly in order to end racial segregation in the music industry. However, the real story here is that urban music will still exist in other categories. Latin pop album has been renamed Best Latin Pop or Urban Album. Traditionally, urban contemporary has been the industry term for contemporary R&B since its inception on radio, and urban has been the industry term for hip hop, as traditionally these were referred to as Black music, but obviously the genres have evolved since then beyond racial boundaries. So the term urban is offensive. I'm curious why they are going backwards in regards to Latinos, but forwards with Blacks. To me, it seems to be a bit of a double standard. How will this affect the Christian music industry? I'm not sure all outlets will use the new lingo. Certainly, I think a lot will not use the word urban in reference to Latinos. The whole thing makes me wonder, is this just white virtue signaling, telling Black people what they should do? Or is this a positive change? As Christians, how do you feel about the terminology? And do Latino Christians feel segregated or minimized with the industry changes in regards to the Grammys? Now, going back to Woke Lives Matter, the white, heterosexual, Christian, conservative man is the scapegoat of modern society for its every woke. In order to completely erase American history and remove racial connotations, all these genres need to be renamed immediately. Black music. Remove all music that depicts a Black person in line with the Aunt Jemima and other such rebranding. Negro spiritual. Remove the word Negro from the vocabulary because of its potentially racial connotations. Detroit techno. Rename the city of Detroit to something more socialist. How about Obama's? And for the next few genres, Afrobeat, Afrofusion, Afropop, Afro-swing. The prefix Afro is highly offensive because it presupposes race. Remove all the subgenres. Also remove the haircut. Traditional Black gospel. Remove all gospel music because Black is synonymous with gospel. Continue and remove all praise and worship and all Christian music. Also remove churches, hymns, crosses, Christians, and everything related to Christ. Crucify, burn them, erase them from the face of the earth, physically, digitally, in print, and in art, in every form imaginable. Did I miss anything? Of course, these suggestions are satirical, but they just show the insanity of the far left in America. It's sad to see how this woke virus affects every little segment of modern society. Everything is offensive to liberals. Potentially any speech is considered hate speech and not allowed by the left. But they're hypocrites about this, just like they are segregationists. Let's face it, for years, Democrats pushed segregation, and now even in Chaz, they have racial segregation zones and whiteouts and blackouts. They're just repeating America's mistakes all over again. The push for reparations is really a push for socialism. They're Trojan horsing politics in with identitarianism. The George Floyd riots are not about racial division, but class differences. In truth, the issue at the core is not a racial issue, it's about a small segment of a minority of a society that is pushing socialism. They want to remove the president, remove the American government, remove America's history, and replace it with something that will make North Korea look moderate, that will make Hitler's fascists look like angelic choir boys. Black Lives Matter, in truth, is the modern day Black Panthers, and they are a socialist movement to get rid of Western democracy. And they're winning. Slowly but surely, the church is losing.